All right, it's been almost 20 years since America last saw a government shutdown. And at midnight, it could happen again. In fact, some say 99.9% chance. Leaders on both sides have been extremely outspoken about the shutdown. But one lawmaker in particular is being called the architect behind the whole Republican movement. Joining us right now is the man behind that government shutdown, Congressman Mark Meadows. Congressman out of North Carolina, no doubt about it. The stats show your constituents want you to defund this. But why do you think it's best for the country?
Well, really, when we see Obamacare, what was promised, Brian, is really not what's being delivered. You know, we were told we were going to have health care coverage that was cheaper. We were going to be able to pick our doctor. None of those things are happening, and it would control out-of-pocket expenses. But we've seen breaks being given to businesses, to insurance companies, and yet the American people are left holding the bag. And I, for one, fight for the American people.
But strategically, does this make sense? If a shutdown, by most experts say, makes Republicans look bad, even if they're morally right, is it worth it?
Well, you know, I was elected to come up here and fight for the American people. The politics side of it, who gets blamed, is really not.
What if you lose the House because of your stance?
Well, obviously, I don't want to lose the House, but I believe any time that you side with the American people, they will remember that you fought for them. I can tell you, the calls to my office and across Capitol Hill are overwhelming that they want us to do something about it. And I want to mention, we funded 2 bills that would keep the government operating. Harry Reid's the one that says that they're not going to come back in until 2 o'clock today.
And that's inexcusable. For him not to work on Sunday and be there at 8 o'clock today is a kick in everybody else's face. But I want you to hear what Democrats are calling this move by you guys.
The American people have worked too hard to recover from a bunch of crises, several of them now over the last couple of years inflicted by some of the same folks in Congress that we're talking about now. To see extremists in Congress cause another crisis.
I call them legislative arsonists.
We're not going to bow to Tea Party anarchists who deny the mere fact that Obamacare is the law.
Your thoughts about that language being used about people like yourself?
Well, you know, Brian, it's really easy to start calling people names. When you don't have a debate, when you don't have the arguments on your side, that's all you can resort to. I can tell you that from my standpoint, obviously they didn't see me when I was trying to earn my Boy Scout merit badge on starting a fire, if they're calling, you know, an arsonist and extremist. But really, when we start talking about being extreme, you covered this earlier. 17 times that we had a government shutdown in our history. 15 of those times it was led by Democrats. And so, you know, it's hypocritical to say that, you know, this time, you know, it's all about us.
Gotcha. Congressman Meadows, get elected, making a huge impact regardless. It's going to be a perilous next 48 hours. I think we agree on that. Good to see you this morning. Good to see you this morning. Good to see somebody's working early.
Thanks so much, Brian. Appreciate you having me on.
All right.